Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Teaching Tuesday on Eat to Be Healthy TV. Today's topic is from our Best and Worst series where we help you navigate through the confusing world of food. Today's topic is pasta. We all love pasta, everybody loves pasta, but it can be confusing on which pastas to choose because we always hear in the media that pasta isn't good for you. So today we're going to help you make smarter choices when you eat pasta. So let's get started. Okay, so for our first option, which is the most popular option that people choose when going for pasta, is white pasta. So one of the things that is troublesome about white pasta is enriched white pasta. So enriched pasta means that all the nutrients have been stripped out. So basically you're eating it and you're not getting any nutritional value from it at all. So even though that's the most popular choice, that is one that is a horrible choice. There are better options. The next option most people go to is a whole wheat pasta or a gluten-free pasta. So we have here a couple different ones, and so this one here is a gluten-free pasta. So it's better than the white pasta, but because this pasta is gluten-free, there's a lot of added things to it. One of the other things that you want to keep in mind when you're picking a pasta is to try to pick non-GMO organic if possible. So this pasta here isn't non-GMO and isn't organic. It does have quinoa in it, which is awesome pasta, but it has other fillers in it that make it not as great. So even though it's a step in the right direction, it's still not a great choice. The next pasta we have is a whole wheat pasta, which again, most people when they're transitioning from a white pasta, they choose whole wheat. Same thing with breads. They usually go from white pasta or white bread to whole wheat bread. And whole grain is a very good choice. The problem with whole wheat is the way it's processed. So a lot of times it is processed so that it doesn't digest well in our body. Another thing is with whole wheat pasta is that wheat has been shown to have addictive qualities similar to sugar and drugs and things like that. So you want to try to stay away from whole wheat pasta as much as possible. If you follow us, you'll know that this week we did an article about the effects of gluten and the effects of just wheat in general. So be sure to check out our website so that you can see that and find out more information about gluten and wheat. So this is a better option because it is organic. So at least that's moving in the right direction. But again, whole wheat pasta isn't always the best choice. The whole wheat that we have now is very different than what our great-grandparents and our grandparents used to eat. It's processed different. The grains are different. It's not the same thing. So you want to keep that in mind when making a choice. There are a lot of other options out there. So whole wheat isn't one of the best choices. Okay, so we just told you about a horrible choice, a terrible choice, and a not so hot choice. Now we're going to tell you about some really awesome choices. One of the things I can say, when I was shopping for this, I noticed there were a lot more better choices than there used to be. White pasta was a minority when I was looking on the shelves, and I went to a couple different stores. And I didn't go to health food stores, only to pick up a couple things. So just in your general stores, they're making a lot of progress choosing better pastas for you guys. So you have a whole bunch of different options. White pasta, whole wheat pasta, those don't need to be your go-to anymore. There are some great choices that actually taste really good. So one of the next sets of things I like is the sprouted grain pasta. It does have whole wheat in it, but it's sprouted instead of cooked. And so it's a better option because of the way it's processed. When you sprout your grains, it gives you more nutrients. And so a lot of times with whole wheat pasta, like I had said, it is processed heavily, so it's stripping a lot of the nutrients out. Where this pasta is sprouted, so you still have some nutrients in there. The other thing that's great about the sprouted grain pasta is that there are a lot of other things in it besides just wheat. So nutritionally, it does a lot better for you. It's got barley, millet, lentils, and grain spelt. So those are a lot better choices. So this is a really good choice. It actually is doing okay, as went from our doing okay option, but it is a good choice. One of the things that it does have wheat. So if you're gluten sensitive, you want to think about that. Again, it's processed a little bit differently than the other whole wheat option, so it's a better choice, but it's still, it's not the best choice. So we're going to talk about some other choices that are even better. Another one that is doing pretty well is a soba noodle. And if you haven't heard of soba noodles, this is a buckwheat noodle. And I like this one because buckwheat flour is so good for you. It's got a lot of nutritional value to it. The one thing I don't really like about this one is it's not organic. So it's not perfect, but it is moving in the right direction. So sprouted grain and soba noodles, those are better choices than the white, than the whole wheat, and even the gluten-free one that has added fillers. You want to look at that. Just because it's gluten-free doesn't mean it's necessarily healthy. There's a lot of options that are really good for you that are gluten-free but don't have added fillers. So for example, the buckwheat soba noodle, it's gluten-free. So there are good choices out there. So our next option that we have is brown rice pasta. Brown rice pasta is great. Again, it's gluten-free. This one is organic. It's a very good choice. Brown rice has a lot of good qualities to it, a lot of nutritional value. So this would be a good choice. One of the things about brown rice and the quinoa pasta that we're going to talk about is most people who don't like white pasta have a hard time transitioning to these kinds of pastas. But the brown rice pasta tastes even better than the whole wheat pasta. I have found in my own family and with my friends, when I have given them a brown rice pasta or a quinoa pasta, they have enjoyed that much better than when I've given them a whole wheat pasta. So this is a really good option for most people. And all of these pastas come in different styles of noodles. So if spaghetti isn't necessarily your favorite, they have penne pastas and macaroni. They have all kinds of choices. So another pasta that we like is the quinoa pasta. My family loves the quinoa pasta and now is one of the go-tos if they want a pasta. What's great about this quinoa pasta is it's organic, so that's really important. It's non-GMO, of course it's gluten-free, so it's a really good option if you really want to have a hearty pasta. Quinoa is the best. And if you've heard us talk about quinoa, it's one of our favorite go-to items because it's high in protein, which we love. So that means it's less carb based and a little bit more protein based. So that is a really good option. So we have here the horrible, we have the terrible choices, and then we also have the not so hot option. But as we're moving down the line, you can see that we have better options. Doing pretty good. We have this option here, which is such a good choice that this option would be, way better. So this is a pretty freaking good choice. But we're gonna get to the best choice. So if you love pasta, but you're hating the carbs, which most people wanna stay away from carbs, then a vegetable pasta is the best way to go. Now, when I say vegetable pasta, I don't mean one that's processed this way. All of these options that I've shown you so far are processed, but we're gonna show you a way to have pasta and not have it processed. Good old Mother Nature has given us some great things. And so with some new tools to share with you, you'll be able to have pasta that's vegetable based, so it's a lot lower carb count than some of these other ones. So our two favorite options is spaghetti squash. And spaghetti squash is a great choice if you like hearty meals. And so I serve this to my husband and my son because they like that hearty pasta. So I'm going to kind of show you, this is warm. So when you break open a spaghetti squash, you have on the left side here, this is in its raw form. So what you would do is you would scoop out with a spoon, you would just scoop out all this stuff, kind of like a pumpkin. Scoop it out and you can save the seeds if you want, or just get rid of them. So after you've done that, you'll see a version that's empty, hollow like this. So what you can do, it's very easy to cook. All you have to do is sprinkle some coconut oil or olive oil onto a pan, put some fresh herbs on there, or even dried herbs, whichever one, and then flip it over this way so you can cook it 2 halves down just like this, and put it in the oven. And then what will happen is it will get soft, and once it gets soft, then you know it's ready. Okay, so now that it's been cooked and you can see it's soft, all you need to do, if it's too warm, you just put a towel underneath there and you just take a fork and you're just gonna go like this. And as you can see, it looks like spaghetti. It's got these long, like stringy, noodle looking things. And so, like I said, it's warm and it's hot and it's a good hearty meal. And so you can put some sauce on there, you can put some sauteed mushrooms and tomatoes, anything that you like on top, and it's really good. We actually have some recipes on our website, so be sure to check out eat2behealthy.com for some spaghetti squash recipes. We have some like a marinara recipe, we have a pesto recipe, so it's a really great option to use. So, and it's easy and quick. So that's our spaghetti squash option. So the next option we have is zucchini noodles. And there are a couple of different ways to do this. You can chop them up. You just take a zucchini, you make sure to wash it, of course. If you don't like the skin, you can peel the skin off if you like. Make sure you're buying organic vegetables, of course. But you can also leave the skin on. So you just chop off the end of it. And what you're gonna do is you can stick it on. This tool is called a spiralizer, and it's really cheap. You can find them under $30 at Amazon or Bed Bath & Beyond, those kinds of places. And so all you're doing here is you're just sticking it on here, and you pick which blade you want. We're going to show you 2 different blade options, and you just go like this and spin it. And so what happens is, you just hold it down, make sure you're holding it down. What happens is you can see it has noodles, these long noodles, just like spaghetti, which is so great. You can use this tool to do sweet potato fries. You can use it for carrot pasta. There's all kinds of choices. So we like it here for spaghetti, to make a spaghetti type option. So as you can see, it's quick and easy. It actually doesn't take any time at all. If you like raw meals, this is a great choice because it's not cooked. But see, as you can see, long noodles, so great. And then all you do is pull it back, take it out, and that's it. And you can eat that or get rid of it or whatever you want. I'm gonna show you a different blade. So one of the things that I like to do, because I like to eat raw, is I'll take these noodles and I'll make a sauce, and whatever sauce, if it's a pesto sauce or any kind of sauce, I'll put it on there. And it's great. It can be served warm or room temperature or cold. If you don't really want a option that is raw, you can saute these noodles in a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil, or whatever your favorite type of healthy oil is. And so it just warms it up a little bit. You can put some onion and some garlic in it, just warms it up, and then put whatever kind of sauce you like on it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like with a bigger blade. There's 3 different blade options. This is the smaller one, and it's very easy just to replace the blade if you want a thicker option. So as you can see here, the option we had was a little bit thinner, but if you want a thicker option, it's very easy to do that as well. So you just pick the bigger blade, turn, and you can see you have thicker noodles. So these are a lot thicker. So if you like them thicker noodles, then you can have those as well. So there's a lot of different options. And again, you can serve them cold, you can serve them room temperature. A lot of times I might not cook the noodles, but I'll make some kind of sauce that's warm, and I'll put them over the noodles, and that just kind of warms the noodles just from the sauce alone. But you're welcome to warm them, saute them yourself. So that is how we make zucchini pasta. And everybody who sees this is just always amazed by it and loves it. And there's so many great things that you can do with this spiralizer. And like I said, you can buy it online. You can buy it in the stores, and it's not very expensive. It's a great tool, and one that we use all the time in our house. So there you have it. Some better options. So just to recap kind of what we talked about, I'm going to go through all the different options one more time. Okay, so let's recap here on the different choices. We're going from worst to best. So the white pasta is a horrible choice. We want to stay away from that as much as possible. The wheat pasta or the gluten-free pasta that has added fillers is a terrible choice. You want to stay away from that. There's a lot of added things to it that you don't need. So you want to stay away from that as much as possible. And you also want to make sure that you have organic choices always, if you can. So the terrible choice would be either a whole wheat option with added fillers or a gluten-free option with added fillers. And then a not so great option would be, it's not a hot option, would be the whole wheat that maybe is organic, so it's a step up, but it's still not a good choice because of the properties of wheat. So if we're moving on to what are some really good choices, a sprouted grain pasta and the buckwheat soba noodles are doing okay. Those are better choices. And then the next option would be a organic brown rice pasta or a organic quinoa pasta. That option is pretty dang good, and so you want to choose that option if possible, if you wanted packaged pasta. But one of the things that we always want to encourage is having a low carb option that is not processed at all, and that is a pretty freaking awesome choice, and that is the zucchini or the spaghetti squash. So if you have a choice, you want to try to always go to that one because that is the best option. It's going to give you everything that you need nutritionally. It's not processed. If you're buying organic, it is so good for you, so you want to try to choose that if possible. But like I said, there are a lot of different choices out there, so we're doing so much better in this area, a lot better in the pasta area than in some of the other areas. So I'm very optimistic and excited about all the different choices. So we hope that this helped you and that you can make better pasta choices. And be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can see more awesome videos like this. And if you like this video, like it and share it. And be sure to check out our website, eat2behealthy.com, for more articles and videos. And hope to see you next time.